gesture is slowly becoming my favorite thing about us. Listen to me. Us. There really isn't an us. Not unless you consider what we have as more than a friendship. I'd like to, but I don't think Winnie's there yet. Get cleaned up. You'll feel better, I tell her. She peeks inside and seems shocked that there's a full bathroom hiding in this office. I asked Ace about it. He said the owner used to practically live here. When Ace took over, he got rid of the double bed and replaced it with a nicer desk. And then he emptied the closet out and stocked it with employee uniforms and placemats for the bar. There wasn't much he could do to the bathroom, so he keeps it in working condition and uses it when he comes to work straight from the gym. When he looks back and forth between the shower and the toilet, I can guarantee this bathroom is a lot bigger than the one in our trailer. Towels are under the sink, and there's some soap in the shower. It's my brother's stuff. He won't care if you use it. Thank you. She doesn't move or try to close the door. Her lip is tucked between her teeth, and she looks like she wants to say something but is afraid to. That's not like her. Not with me, anyway. She might hesitate sometimes, but she always gets it out when she's ready. What's wrong, Winnie? Will you stay in the office while I'm in the shower? She says so softly, I barely hear her. But I'm glad she had the courage to speak up when she didn't want to be alone. I point to the desk and tell her, I'll sit at the desk and wait for you. Take your time. Okay, she says as I close the door. A second later, the lock turns. Her locking the door is probably nothing more than natural instinct, but it's just another reminder that Winnie's trust level is low. If you'd told me at the end of the school year that I'd be sitting at the whip in my brother's office while Winnie was in the shower, I'd have told you to get your head examined. There's nothing sexual about us, but I think about her all the time. Even now, when I'm sitting in Ace's chair and he walks in, I have the urge to tell him all about her. I can't, though. The things she told me were spoken in confidence. If I want to keep her in my life, I have to keep her secrets. That means I can't ask my brother for advice this time, and I can't ask him for help. Whatever he knows about Winnie came from her, and that's the way it has to stay. Ace tosses his keys on the desk and glances toward the bathroom. Who's in the shower? Winnie, I tell him. He grabs the stack of mail on his desk, and then he opens the mini fridge and pulls out a bottle of water. Can I ask why? You can. That doesn't mean I'm going to tell you. I try to make my voice sound light and airy, like there's nothing for him to worry about. But it's not easy to hide the fact that Winnie's in trouble. I must gloss over the obvious pretty well, though, because Ace just rolls his eyes and sits on the corner of the desk. His long, dramatic pause tells me I'm about to get a lecture. He finally looks at me. Jasper, whatever you're doing with that girl, be careful. And don't do it in my office. Maybe telling him the truth would have been a better idea. At least then, his opinion of Winnie wouldn't have changed. I know what you're thinking, and we definitely didn't do that. She's in my shower, Jasper. That speaks for itself. My own brother doesn't believe me. If he had found Winnie on that playground today, he'd never be saying these things. Before I can clear the air, Winnie comes out of the bathroom with her wet hair piled on top of her head. She's wearing a clean polo shirt, and most of her coloring has returned. There's even a little bit of pink on her cheeks from the both of us staring at her. Now that they've been cleaned, the cuts on her cheek aren't nearly as bad. There's no makeup on Winnie's face, though, so they're still noticeable. My brother sets down the stack of mail in his hand and gets to her before I have a chance to cut him off. How did this happen, Winnie? She shies away from his fingertips, not wanting Ace to touch her. There's no way she's going to tell him what happened, especially when she hasn't even told me the whole story yet. Her eyes find mine, and they beg me to save her. She doesn't have to ask me twice. I get up and take her hand, and unlike with Ace, she lets me touch her. Winnie had a little accident on the playground earlier, but she's okay. My brother waits for Winnie to add anything to the story. She doesn't. Ace looks like he wants to call our bluff, but he lets us leave his office and go out the back door.